We do this every single year. We jump up in excitement of HBO Max's Titans. Look at the characters they're adding. The story they're adapting. Only for the entire thing to flop halfway through. Season 3 is another chapter of the Dick Grayson story, featuring underdeveloped sidekicks and a shit ton of Bat family drama. They got it in your food. They got it in your arm. They got it in the air. It's literally in the water supply system. And I am not joking. You had a vicious main villain bait and switch. Pissed me the fuck off. Let's talk about season 3 of Titans.
No tears for the young. Put it if you're on the way. Another lost one. Like father, like son, we pray.
The more things try to change, the more they end up staying the same. And that's the case with Titans Season 3. The first 3 episodes that premiered are some of the greatest shit you will see from HBO Max as a platform. Oh my God. I don't know what happened after the first 3 episodes. I must have time traveled into the Spider-Verse. I must have been on a different planet. Crisis on Infinite Earths. I don't know what the fuck happened. But the show transformed after the beginning. It was truly spectacular how this thing started off. You have Jason Todd, who's in the Batcave by himself. Bad move. That motherfucker needs to be watched. But he's on the phone with Bruce telling him, hey, look, I see the Joker. He's by himself. I got him dead to rights. I'm getting ready to go stop him. We know what that means. And Bruce is like, stand down, son. I'll be there in the morning. You know, Viagra Batman. And look, JT's like, okay, sure, all right, yeah, boss. Hangs up, goes out and takes a fear-numbing drug. More on that bullshit later. And goes after the Joker, only to end up getting his classic comic book death, right? The Joker standing over him, beating his face in with the crowbar. Beautiful how that was executed. They jumped right into it. That made so much sense because you had momentum from the previous seasons that were setting up a Red Hood transformation, right? And from there, you had the events that followed into episode 1, really crafting a dynamic premiere for the show overall. These are the 3 things that really stood out to me about the very first episode, right? Let's start off with the most obvious. When this season opened and you had that beautiful fight montage of the core Titans team going after Gizmo and his goons, bruh, I was like, oh my God, this is the show I've wanted since 2017 when this shit was announced. I've wanted a colorful color palette with all of these heroes fighting together, and we finally got that. Crypto getting in on the action, Starfire with a vibrant comic book costume on, her hair being the perfect tone for live action. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. And I want you guys to enjoy that fight, because you want to see a group of Titans battle together for another 5 episodes. Enjoy that shit. At the very end of this episode, we see Bruce Wayne has broken his moral code. He has done something that so many iterations have never done. Go the route of killing, right? This is an alternate take on Death in the Family, where he actually murders the Joker for what he did to Jason Todd. He killed that motherfucker with the same crowbar. He beat his skull in with evidence. Tough. But in him doing that, it kind of showed that Bruce Wayne needed somebody else at Wayne Manor with him. He needed somebody in the field that kept him sane. He needed somebody that kept him from going over the edge. He needed a Robin. He needed somebody. And we saw that from how frequently and fast he would replace the predecessor, right? When Dick Grayson left to go to Detroit to become a private investigator, Jason Todd entered the Batcave a week later. He needs a Robin. This is a Bruce Wayne who doesn't have Selena Kyle in his life. Alfred is dead. You can argue Viagra Batman looks like Alfred, but that's for another day. And then he doesn't even have Jim Gordon. So he has nothing but Batman and Robin.
Man, it's sad what happened. That shit is sad. It is.
And that really transitions into the third point I wanted to make about this episode. This set the stage for the entire season. I did not anticipate so much story of it being centered around the Bat family. It is going to get so nauseating throughout this review as I constantly have to reference Batman villains, Batman drama, Wayne Manor, Gotham City, the GCPD. I thought this was Titans. I thought this was the second tier, third tier heroes of first tier DC heroes. But apparently, it's the Bat Show. Tough. As always, for these Market Digital reviews, I want to get into 4 members of the cast real quickly because these cast members were some of the better performances in the actual season, and they were primary players in the plot of this season. First, Brennan Thwaites, who played Dick Grayson / Nightwing. As always, ever since the first episode of season 1, he is the best damn part of the show. The writers, the producers who put together his version of Dick Grayson knew what the fuck they were doing. Not only does he look just like Dick Grayson, but the way that he acts is pretty true to the actual source material, right? He's a character who is the perfect catalyst for so many stories outside of Bat family drama, right? When he engages with people on a Titans team, you actually feel history in his acting. You feel it in his portrayal, right? The conversation that he had with Don Granger prior to Hank's death was really, really dope.
We're not heisting an armored truck.
Why? Because Batman wouldn't?
Because that's exactly what Jason wants. It's a game to make us look like criminals to turn Gotham against us.
And you're willing to let a friend die to keep that from happening?
Vincent Carthizer is Jonathan Crane / Scarecrow. And this version of the character takes a moment to grow on you. He is somebody that you're going to have to watch the season maybe 2 times to get full appreciation because it's different from the source material, right? This incarnation of Jonathan Crane is a weed head. This motherfucker needs that weed. He needs that shit. Without it, he can't really function that well. And it's kind of like a message from society because right now, if you think about it, weed as a whole is kind of seen in society as a, okay, he's smoking weed, whatever. And they kind of used Jonathan Crane as a vehicle for that life representation of the stigma on weed, right? So I got that on my second viewing. But with this version of Scarecrow, he's been installing fear into so many people in Gotham for so long, all these years, that the fear inside of him from so many life things has only grown and evolved to this breaking point. And we see that later on in the season. Now, although this version of the character is not bad, this is the issue. He has no business on a Titans show. This is a show about Titans. What the fuck is he doing on this show? He's killing people with bombs. He's manipulating Jason Todd. He's in the Batcave dancing the songs. What the fuck is he doing on a Titans show? This is stupid. Put him on Batwoman. Put him on something. Put him somewhere else. What is he doing here? It makes no sense for him to be a big bad. Curran Walters is Jason Todd / the second Robin / Red Hood. And he is one of the best parts of the history of this show, right? Ever since he appeared in season 1, I felt like that motherfucker was Jason Todd. Perfect casting. From the height to the physical appearance, the hair, perfect casting. But when he transforms into Red Hood, this is where the show fucking lost me. This is where they really started to piss me off. They took away all of the velocity, all of the nastiness, the viciousness, the vitriol from his Red Hood by having this motherfucker be a bitch. He was Pinocchio. He was on strings, being manipulated by Jonathan Crane the entire season. And I can write a memorial. I can write a biography. I can write a Chinese scroll on why that's so fucking stupid. But let me tell y'all this. They've been setting up a Red Hood transformation for 2 years. Prior to this season, we saw him breaking the necks and ankles of GCPD police unprovoked by himself in season 1. We saw him have a bloodlust for so many scenarios. They've been setting up this nastiness about him for all of these years. The Rose relationship and how he went about that. Him being kicked off the Titans team. All of these things. And when season 3 begins, this motherfucker needs a fear-killing drug to go out there and do nasty shit? What? He needs to have his fear erased. Are you fucking kidding me? This character has been on that bullshit for years. And you just wasted everything you've done with him. They even established early on in the season, he's got mental issues. His entire life has been fucked up. So this character doesn't need pushing by Jonathan Crane in order to be Red Hood. This is ridiculous. It's so fucking stupid. But that was really where the season began to lose me. The last member of the cast I want to talk about is Barbara Gordon, right? Now, she's not Batgirl. She's not Oracle in this. She's really Commissioner Gordon after her father, Jim. And when you see this incarnation, you feel so much rich history. And some of the conversations she even had with Dick Grayson were like, damn, you spitting right now, Barbara, but bitch, you getting ready to go hiking.
Sorry we failed you tonight, Commissioner.
The city is on edge, and it's my job to protect them, not yours. This is a police matter.
With those 4 cast members being out the way, that really brings the conversation overall to one of the main issues with this show, is that there are too many characters leaving the show and then other characters entering the show, and you're catching up with other characters towards the end of the show. It is so much bouncing back and forth across Gotham, across the Mascara, across San Francisco. It really becomes nauseating. And you lose so much story momentum with certain people, right? When Don Granger leaves the show because Hank Hall was killed, I'm like, wow, you could have had a vengeful Don in this season being on the brink of killing Jason Todd in the battlefield. You could have had that, but she gets ushered off the show. Superboy, Connor, feels so much regret, so much guilt for not being fast enough in saving Hank Hall. He has a really cool line where he talks about himself being a fucked up half-breed. Part Superman, part Lex Luthor. And they completely abandoned that. He said it one time, and they never addressed it again. Until damn near the final episode. Because he was getting pussy. The entire season. He was a little busy. There's too much going on with these characters. It is maddening. And as I just said, that transitions into the later portion of the season when we catch back up with Raven. Raven, who is on the mascara with the Amazons. Hold on now. Before I even get into Raven on this island, if you're coming here wanting to see some courageous, powerful, beautiful women, you ain't gonna see that. These women are dressed like Jedi. I don't know why. They look like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but they all look like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have no idea why they dress like this. It is completely ridiculous. No, I know. I'm a porn fan. I can name probably 50 female porn stars off the top of my head, but I'm not expecting these women to walk around half naked. I'm not. But what the fuck? Why are they dressed like church nuns? This is tough. This is tough.
So uncivilized.
And Raven has no business there beyond trying to bring Donna Troy back to life. But guess what? Donna Troy finds another way to come back to life. So Raven's point of being there was pointless. But even better, she knew it was pointless as a character because she mentions that she was with the Titans, right? And they trained. So if you trained with the Titans, why you gotta train here?
Why?
For me personally, as somebody who watches all of these DC comic adaptations over the years, I've grown to have Lazarus Pit fatigue. They used it a lot in the Arrowverse over the years. It's been mentioned so many times and used a bunch more. So coming into Titans, I was very curious to know how Jason Todd came back to life. They dipped his ass in the pit. Okay. You're going to use it one time, I got you. Later on in the season, after Dick Grayson gets killed by the bitchiest person in Gotham, he gets dipped into the Lazarus Pit. Fatigue. I'm going to get to it. Later on in the season, for the finale, the Lazarus Pit is expanded over Gotham, and it brings back damn near 2,000 people. Okay, that's a lot of usage of the Lazarus Pit. Too much, but okay, it is what it is. The only drawback to the Lazarus Pit on this show, it has no drawback. Literally, there's nothing about the Lazarus Pit on this show that makes it something bad to use. It's a free-for-all. Hey, your auntie died, drop that bitch in the Lazarus Pit. Yo, dog got hit by a semi, that's tough. Dip his ass in the Lazarus Pit. That was the problem with this fucking show. The Lazarus Pit had no drawback. When you look at the Arrowverse, when Sarah Lance went in the Lazarus Pit, when Roy Harper went in the Lazarus Pit, I'm tired of saying Lazarus Pit, these characters actually came back with bloodlust. They weren't really completely their normal selves. Those writers understood that there had to be a negative to going inside the pit. Dick Grayson went on a spiritual journey. So what's the point of this motherfucker being in the pit? He went on a spiritual journey. He went inside the pit in his Nightwing costume, came out in street clothes.
That's stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
This show is ridiculous. Going back into last season, Blackfire was repeatedly repeatedly teased. We saw Starfire having intergalactic conversations with her sister, right? We were very much so, as fans, anticipating a Blackfire invasion, right? This season plays out with Jonathan Crane as the main villain, featuring Red Hood. So what happened to Blackfire? What happened to Blackfire? You did all of this setup in season 2, only for this woman to be stuck in a cage, powerless, for Starfire to go find her? But let's get into the actual season finale, because the season finale of Titans has been an annual event on the internet. Every single finale, somehow, some way, has gotten worse. I don't know how they keep doing this. I don't know how it's possible. Donna Troy gets struck by lightning multiple times. Perfectly okay. But when she got shot by that electricity in season 2, the bitch had to die. She had to die. It's just too much electricity. But lightning, she could take that. This shit's very, very dumb. Even with Tim Drake, the issue I have, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats. His family's like, no, you're not going to be a superhero. You're not staying in Gotham. You're coming with us. This little motherfucker did a jump kick on one GCPD goon. And then all of a sudden, his father's like, man, son, you got some moves. I think Gotham is your destiny. You need to stay here and fight. What? What? Why? Because he did one jump kick he found on YouTube? What the fuck?
You need to stay. This is where you belong. We need you, but Gotham needs you more.
She's right.
It's a step-by-step guide for how to be a shitty parent.
What type of dumb shit is this? What type of goofy fucking shit? And the last thing I want to mention about the season finale, on the way out, is the ridiculousness of Jonathan Crane being the main villain really shows his face during the very last episode, right? You got this motherfucker who's in the Batcave, no type of trap, no type of gas bomb, nothing in the Batcave to protect himself. He knows Dick Grayson is coming down there to fuck him up, and he has no sort of plan to protect himself. None whatsoever. That shines such a glowing light on the issues of him being the main villain. He's not strong enough to be the main villain, even with him having Jason Todd as his muscle and the GCPD that he somehow manipulated. He's still not powerful enough to be the main villain, to command a Titans team. He's still not worthy of that. And when Bruce Wayne comes back to Gotham after almost killing himself, this is so ridiculous. He comes back to Gotham in a worse condition than how he left it. My man was in the back of that limo like, damn. I really shouldn't have left. Tough. Titans season 3. What does it get? What does it deserve? Titans season 3 gets a mother freaking D minus. Oh my God. I so badly wanted to get this shit an F, but when you talk about Fs for comic book shows, you're talking about something that is unwatchable. You're talking the old school Birds of Prey. You're talking season 1 of Supergirl. You're talking some shit like that is unwatchable. Titans is watchable, but damn is it frustrating. Took Garfield 3 seasons to transform into a bat. Tough. FTB. Fade to black, nigga.
When I pull up, she gon' look though. Look at he mad, ain't look, bro. She bad as hell, but can't cook though. It don't matter, but you still watching me while I did it for the look though. 100 feet worth of drip, don't drown this fly shit, that's the look though. And look though, I'm the wave, you can look though. I'm something different, I don't think you get it, but I still did it for the look though. Look though, yeah, I did it for the look though.